In the studio, we welcome Dean Eades from the Hiranoi District Council. G'day, Dean. How are you?
Yeah, good, Steph. Good to be back with you, actually. It's been a while since we've had a chat.
Yeah, nice to have a bit of an update. Hey, I thought we'd start with Crash Bash today, Dean. You're the Road Safety Coordinator up in the Hiranoi District. So can you tell us what is Crash Bash?
So Crash Bash is a road safety initiative that's partnered with the New Zealand Police, Christchurch City Council and the other different district councils around Canterbury. Mm-hmm. And it's a road safety message for those young drivers, generally that years 13, 12 and 11 at high school, who are getting or going for their licence. And it's really entertaining and it's really fun, but it has a great message and is coming to all of the Hiranoi area schools.
Is this the first time that it's coming to all of them?
Yeah, possibly. I don't think they've actually done individual performances. They've just gone to Hiranoi or maybe a Muri, but definitely I'm pretty sure they haven't gone to Cheviot before, so this will be a firster.
That'll be fantastic. So if the kids come home talking about it, that's exactly what it's all about. So it's basically, I guess, a stage show set around road safety and your car, especially as you're saying, if you're learning to drive.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're put on by the Court Theatre, so by professional actors.
Fantastic.
So it's really good. I saw the preview of it a few weeks ago. It's excellent. So it's on the 22nd of March. So not next week, or not next week, but the week after, for Cheviot and Muri, and then on the 25th for Hiranoi College.
Lovely. So to expect your teens coming home and talking about that, which is great, getting that conversation going. Hey, Dean, the Ride Forever courses, they're looking really good. How do we book in for these Ride For courses?
Well, those Ride Forever courses, you can go. We work through Dan Ormsby motorcycle training, but you can also look up, and I think Steph's going to pop this up on the website anyway, the different the motorcycle training ride.
Yes, yep, I'll pop that back up again.
Yep, training Ride Forever course, and you can book on from there. There are a number of different providers, but we, as I say, Dan is providing ours, and we've got this weekend. If you might still be able to squeeze onto the gold course. There's a gold, silver, and bronze, and that is an accelerated up from, say, bronze is for your learner riders, silver is for your more experienced riders, and then of course gold are for the veterans that have been doing it for ages but still want to learn.
Those who have been riding motorcycles for quite some time. But yeah, it's always good, as I say to the kids, it's always good to learn new stuff. So they can book by going to motorcycletraining.co.nz and look up rider training Ride Forever courses. That's all there. And another really great thing, there's so many things happening in the Hiranoi, Dean. Where do we find the time?
That's right. You've got to prioritise, obviously, but all the stuff that I'm putting out, put that to the top of your list.
Yeah, definitely. Now moving to the older generation, Age Concern have some courses coming up in Amberley. When are they, and how do we get involved in these?
Okay, so they're aimed at our older members of the community, obviously with Age Concern, and on the 17th, so that's next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, yeah. So that's going to be in the council chambers in Amberley, and that's going to be it's a really great course. It takes you through the different the different changes in what's been happening in the road code and a few other bits and pieces. There'll be NZ Police will be there. It's a hands-on, not so much driving around the place, but it's very, very interactive course, all aimed at getting you back into or behind the wheel, or even just keeping you up to date with what's going on in the road space.
Bit of a refresher, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's always good to have that. And defensive driving, our eldest daughter has just recently started driving, and she's already talking about, Mum, when I go for my restricted, is there defensive driving courses in the Hiranoi district? There
are, and they're coming up, funnily enough, after one of the last AMP shows at Harden. So that starts on the 1st of April, and it's going to be based out of Culverton at the St John's Room on Montrose Street. So, and then for the next 4 weeks thereafter. So yes, we've got some coming up in central Hiranoi, and then later on in the year we're going to have some down further south in the Amberley area as well.
Lovely. So that'll help the new learner drivers help towards their restricted driving, or can anyone do these defensive driving courses?
To be honest, anybody can. It's open to anybody.
Nice.
Yeah, as long as you're going for that that particular course, if you've been stuck, if you're an adult driver that has been in limbo, let's say, between your learners and restrictors, or restricted in your full license, hey, it's perfect opportunity. You might be rubbing. You really do need to move on. We have a real thing within the Hiranoi that people kind of get to their restricteds. They start with their learners, and then they just don't progress.
Yeah, no, and it's great. Join the club, and this defensive driving course can help build up their confidence. So they just head over to www.proactivedrive.org.nz to book in.
Yep.
Good as gold. Hey, unfortunately, we're running out of time, but before you go, Amberley AMP show, tell me about Cheviot AMP show. Did I say Amberley?
You sure did. Yeah, I can't believe you just told me I was out of time and then gave me something else to talk about, Steph. This is ridiculous. Look,
there's so many shows, like I tell you, I know.
Yeah, so it's Cheviot this weekend and then Harden next weekend. And I'll be there as well as the rest of the council team. I'll be obviously walking and talking the road safety line. The civil defence will be there. HYP, Hiranoi Youth Program, will be there. It'll be a great days, and there'll be plenty of activity.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. That's Dean Eades from the Hiranoi District Council, from the Road Safety Coordinator. Make sure you see him tomorrow or this weekend at the Cheviot AMP show, and I'll probably be there as well too, and the Harden on the 20th.
Yeah, and I've got a couple of giveaways, so be sure to stop by.
Compass FM.